Welcome our next fighter out of the red corner, Phillip Caesar Hazelwood.
So in our next fight, we've got Phillip Hazelwood. This is his professional debut here after a lengthy amateur career. It has been 1 year since his last amateur fight. I asked him what happens in that time. Are you nervous at all? Are you worried at all? And he simply told me, ring rust does not exist for me.
Well, that's fair. I mean, it's kind of a matter of opinion. Some people think it's a real thing. Others think it's in your head. I mean, clearly Phillip does not believe that's going to be a factor for him tonight. You mentioned it earlier, an extensive background as an amateur, 5-1 as an amateur. His last 3 wins coming by way of finish. He has KOs. He's got subs under his belt. The kid can kind of do it all, and he is clearly extremely confident stepping in to take on someone who's kind of considered a local boogeyman in Khatana.
Yeah, I mean, whether or not ring rust is or isn't a thing, you know, it's kind of like you said. Is it a mindset? Is it not a mindset? If you're not competing, I feel like you may lose a little step, but as long as you're training hard in the gym, I don't think you're going to lose a whole lot.
Well, and that's one of the things that he mentioned. He said, you know, my training is top tier.
Yeah.
I'm cornering people all the time, so I'm around the action.
Sure.
And so he's staying close to it. Even
Sure.
though it's been a while since his fight, he's staying close to it.
And he could potentially have been competing in grappling tournaments. I mean, just because he's not competing MMA doesn't mean he's not competing. So who knows what he's been doing. But, I mean, he's ranked number 5 in Tennessee and Kentucky. Like you said, he's got a lot of finish wins. I think his only loss was by decision, so he's hard to finish. He'll go the distance.
What do we know about Bushido, Christian, his gym?
Well, one thing we know is that he's sharing the gym with a lot of high-level guys in his area. You know, we see he's got some of the wild side guys in his corner from, you know, kind of that Nashville, Tennessee, Kentucky area. He's getting in the gym with some of the best talent around those parts. And you got to feel pretty confident with yourself. You're going to step into these deep waters here at EFN and say, yeah, I'll take on your toughest guy in the area. So clearly confidence is not lacking, and I'm assuming it's for a reason.
Hazelwood gets inspected here by the officials. And let's hear about our next fighter, who he will be facing.
Let's welcome fighting in the blue corner, Khatana Khuukhenkhuu.
So, Khatan Batar, otherwise known as Khatana Khuukhenkhuu, comes to us looking to move to 3-0 in his professional career.
Yeah, Khatana is a fan favorite, and like I said earlier, really a local boogeyman. He's had more fights fall through opponents' change along the way of his career than a lot of people that I can think of. He's a scary individual, and I think you're going to see it tonight.
The Bird's hot chicken tail of the tape shows us that Hazelwood's got a height advantage at 5'11" to Khatana's 5'8". Again, this is Hazelwood's professional debut, whereas Khatana's fighting in his 3rd pro fight. But make no mistake, when you see 0-0 on that tail of the tape, it does not mean, in this case anyway, because it's Hazelwood's first pro fight, does not mean he's stepping in unexperienced by any means.
He's still got the experience, but coming in with Khatana, who's 2-0, number 3 in Illinois, coming out of MTC?
Absolutely.
Fighting out of MTC. 2 finishes in his last 2 fights. 4 of 2023, a TKO win.
Khatana said he's been feeling very good with his training. It's been very consistent. He knows his opponent is a good grappler, so he's going to be keeping an eye out for that. On his own side, though, he feels good about his striking and his wresting defense. And above all else, he said, I'm 100% healthy.
Sure, and on the other side of that, Phillip Hazelwood stepping into the pro ranks, that extra 2 minutes is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
You go from a 3-minute to a 5-minute, you better be ready for it. So with his confidence and he thinks he's ready, we're about to find out.
Yeah, and that's a huge key, Addy, that you mentioned there. Pro fight, 5-minute, amateur, 3-minute. It is almost an entire additional
double.
round, right?
Almost
It's almost
double.
doubling the round.
Yes.
Now, if you're Hazelwood, though, and you're thinking about the extra time, And if you're worried about that, he's not. He told me my plan is to knock out my opponent in the first punch on the first exchange. Let's see if that holds true. Let's send it up to Mike Vale in the cage for the introductions.
Let's get the action started. Our first professional bout is in the lightweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the Bird's Hot Chicken red corner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, official weight 153.6 pounds. Representing Bushido from South Fulton, Tennessee, please welcome Phillip Caesar Hazelwood. And now let's welcome his opponent, fighting out of the Ogoji Resistance Apparel blue corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, official weight 154.9 pounds. Representing MTC from Mongolia, let's welcome Khatana Khuukhenkhuu. Referee in charge, Rob Madrigal.
Hazelwood and Khatana, professional MMA here at EFN 21. This one brought to you by Bird's Hot Chicken. It's comfort food with a California twist. And Christian, I know earlier during the intermission, you were on the hunt for some Bird's Hot Chicken, weren't you?
I was looking for the best I could find. I couldn't get my hands on it, had to jump back on the call. But I'll be on the hunt after this match, I promise.
Whoa!
Immediate action here in this one.
Hard shots from Khatana.
There's a kick to the side of the leg by Hazelwood.